What's up, Twitch? I am Geoff in Control Robinson here, and I've got some really awesome people up here. We're going to talk about fan fiction. Now, what? Let it loose. That's fine. There's fans of fan fiction here. It's twice the fan. There's a lot of you, and I'm terrible with names. I know you're Astrid and you're Joy. Who are you?
Gwyneth.
What?
Gwyneth.
Gwyneth. Okay, I thought you said with. I was like, that's an awesome name. But Gwyneth is still awesome, actually.
Thank you.
Thank you guys for coming. Let's talk a little bit. Before I ask you really uncomfortable questions, let's just start off with the more easy ones. Like, what do you guys do? What do you guys, why are you here?
Like in real life or in writing fan fiction life?
Damn. Let's go with real life into the fan fiction. I'll ask the fan fiction one. Let's do the real life thing. What do you guys do?
I work at Pacific Science Center. I am the director for the live science stage, so people blow things up, they handle snakes. I train them, I teach them how to blow things up, and I kind of give them feedback. I also write shows for the stage.
Blow things up and handle snakes?
Yep.
For some people, that can be one and the same, right? They kind of want it to be?
I've tried to pitch combining the shows. We also do some shows with liquid nitrogen, and I just thought if we could get all three up there, it'd be great, but
Yeah.
I haven't bought it yet.
Okay, well, we'll see. What about you? What do you do, Gwyneth?
I'm a freelance copy editor and proofreader, mostly.
So you're pretty equipped to do this fan fiction thing, I guess.
Yeah, I mean, I used to write too, and been in charge of publications and worked for publishers and stuff like that.
Okay.
So I'm pretty familiar with the industry, but I was writing separately from it anyway.
Very cool.
I was not always out about it.
I was going to say, you're paid to do writing stuff, and now you do it in your hobby.
Yeah.
You like writing quite a I think I can
Yeah.
see that about you.
Yeah.
Okay, all right. And what about you?
Freelancer, and just a really good finder of things.
Okay.
Yeah, and then I'm here as a staffer from the Organization for Transformative Works, so that leads into the whole fan fiction thing. I'm on the Archive of Our Own's abuse team, so I ban people with a mighty ban hammer.
No, well, there you go. We need those people. Now, we only have 15 minutes, guys, and when people think fan fiction, sure, there are other forms of fan fiction, but then there is also two people having sex.
Yeah.
Fan fiction.
Oh,
Sometimes
boy.
more than two.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, that's the fun thing about it. It can be as many people as you can dream up, basically, from different genres and places. And even in our notes, they were talking about how, I guess, 50 Shades of Grey started off as a Twilight fan fiction.
Yeah.
Can you guys talk a little bit about that? Like, it's more out there than people know, I think.
Oh boy.
Yeah, and I think Gwen is going to have something to say about this because it gets her riled up. But I haven't read 50 Shades of Grey. I actually read the first page, and I didn't like it very much, so
Sure.
I stopped. But I do think it's, I mean, you mentioned that fan fiction is often about sex, and I think it's wonderful because a lot of times fan fiction is written by women, and it's a
Yep.
way for women to explore their sexuality and
Do you think
talk
that's true?
about.
It's mostly female? Do you think?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, for the most part, a lot of the people who write fan fiction are female.
Very cool.
So, I mean, it's a way for females to talk about their sexuality and explore that, and that's what 50 Shades of Grey is about. And if people read that and realize, like, hey, this is something I can talk about, and it's not shameful to want this, it's not embarrassing to talk about it, then I think that's great. I don't think that 50 Shades portrays the most healthy BDSM relationship.
Sure.
But at the same time, I think it's healthy for people to explore their fantasies. Did you want to talk about why it riles you up?
One of the things that bothers me about it is just that people have come to equate that
Yeah.
with fan fiction, and that
As
that's
an
what
outsider, I
it's
can
all
say I
about.
think that's true. That's all I hear about.
Yeah, and we are so much more diverse, and the reasons that people get into writing fan fiction are so much more, I think, rich in a lot of ways, and it bothers me a lot, especially because the media loves to snicker
Yep.
about it, and it brought it into the forefront where before it was, you tended to be kind of more private, and people found out about it, they'd get really excited about something, they'd look it up on the internet, and then they'd find that there was fan fiction, so they thought, I'm not a freak, I'm doing something that other people are doing. But the media loves to snicker about it, and they call it mommy porn,
Yep.
and I hate the portrayal of fanfickers as these
Yeah.
That's all it is.
And I think that's super fair. I mean, in kind of alternative cultures, there's always been those like stereotypes because again, that's really interesting and it kind of grabs the light when people hear about fan fiction. I think they're like, oh wow, they're writing about two of their favorite characters, obviously engaging in something that sex sells. By the way,
Yeah.
everyone's kind of interested in that. And that kind of grabs so much limelight that it makes stereotypes, I feel. So, I mean, when I saw this, I was like, well, that's what I'm going to ask him about. And I'm glad you're able to speak out about, like, there's actually so much more.
Yeah.
Well, and that's one of the things that makes me happy about fan fiction coming to light, even though if it's only coming to light because sex sells, I can say fanfic now and everybody has some idea of what I'm talking about. And that means we can do stuff like this and I can say, hey, it's about a lot more than that. Whereas before I couldn't even talk about it.
Yeah.
So even though, like, I definitely agree with Gwen that that's not all it is, like, it does make me happy that it's getting more mainstream so that people know what I do and that I can actually explain myself.
What about you? Your thoughts on this subject? That's a growl, I think.
50 Shades of Grey.
Yep.
It's one of those works that just, I don't know what it is. Just everyone likes to plagiarize from it, and it's like, why?
Yeah.
Why would you do this to me? It's E.L. James definitely changed the game, the publishing industry with that, and we're also, I don't know, it's something that I'm observing with Wattpad. They're doing pull to publishing, yeah.
Yeah.
They have a lot to do with mainstreaming fan fiction as well. So that watching what Wattpad is, what they're doing.
Yeah. Well, what about your guys' like community? Because I understand. I mean, you guys kind of found each other through this, right? And there is definitely people that this is what they enjoy doing. So, inside of your community, is it almost frowned upon to do that, or I mean, it is still pretty common. There is some truth to the stereotype, I suppose, right?
Kind of frowned upon to write about sex?
Yeah.
No.
No.
You have to understand. I'm coming way out from
Right,
the
right.
outside.
Yeah.
Okay. So no, not at all. That's
sort of
good. That's
have-
good to hear though, because there could be that kind of reverse, that feedback almost.
We
Like,
have like challenges and gift exchanges, so it's like we're like double dog daring
Wow.
each other to write that. Like, here,
what's the most daring sexual one you've written?
do you know
And that's a weird word, daring. I mean, it could be anything.
Final Fantasy cactars? Yeah.
Oh,
Final
God.
Fantasy 6 cactar lock in the desert.
Hey,
That was me.
Read that
you
one.
guys laugh, but cactuses need sex too. I mean, they don't just kind of
Thank you.
grow up spontaneously. Exactly.
Was it love or was it psychotropic alkaloids?
Oh my
Love
God.
in a time of 1,000 needles. I did that. I'm sorry. I'm not sorry.
That was one of their abilities, actually. They did a lot of damage. I played that game myself. Well, I mean, so you guys, you're kind of representatives of the community and stuff. Like, what do you have? I mean, you guys talk about, you got to get together and write about stuff and challenge each other. What do you guys have coming up? What's exciting for the fan fiction community?
Oh, well, in the corner I play in, which is MCU, especially Captain America fandom,
Good choice. by the way.
everybody's just in absolute abject terror over what Civil War is going to do to us. And
Because of the comic books? Like,
well, yeah, a lot of us hated the comic books.
Okay.
But, we've seen the trailers, and some of us are writing, I've written fic just based around the trailers,
Mm-hmm.
what we've seen in the trailers, and guessing, what might happen. And we're in fear of it. And a lot of us are just like writing as fast as we can so that we can get everything out, so that we don't get joshed, which is a term that came out of Buffy fandom, where you would write a fic and then like a week later he would have an episode based that just
Destroys
destroyed
it.
everything in
Yeah.
your fic. So
you had that week, though. That's nice.
yeah, we've and we're terrified of what the movie is going to do to us. So
Well, for different reasons, I think a lot of people are. I mean, that's a lot of cool
Yeah.
characters in one movie, so let's hope
Yeah.
they don't mess it up too much. But
yeah.
Well, cool. I mean, so for a lot of people, again, I think fanfic is something that they thought of as like people in their gaming community or whoever would just kind of write about their favorite characters. And certainly that is true. You guys are more organized. But to kind of just put a final note on this, like if there was something, I mean, this is your platform. This is your chance to talk about it. Like, we talked about the stereotype, but also like what brought you to fan fiction? Why are you guys so adamant about it? And what do you think is like the cool selling message to people to think about with fan fiction?
Well, the thing that I want everybody to know is that I feel like a lot of the media we consume is written and produced by a certain set of people who have power in society. And I feel like fan fiction is our chance to explore some of the characters that don't get explored otherwise because of who produces this media. So it's a chance to explore a lot of both minority characters or characters who might not be a minority, but to give them something that we don't often get exposure to in the media. So you can make someone queer, or you can make someone disabled and explore that. And it's a way to use fiction to explore yourself when you don't often get that from mainstream media. So that's what I love about fan fiction and want everybody to know.
Yeah. I mean, and we talked about this in a panel about it yesterday, and I think that that's the best thing that we have about it is we've built a community of people who want to explore other realities than just, you know, the usual straight white guy reality. And you know, Natasha Romanoff may never get her own movie, but fanfickers can write about it, and they can make her the central character in stories and explore her as a character.
I'm just thinking, fix that for you.
Yeah.
Fix it, fic. Yeah. I forgot what the question was because I was thinking about that.
Well, that's a good answer as well. But we're just trying to just sell people on fanfic. Like, what is it for you? What makes you such an adamant fan of it?
I don't know. It started out as, I don't know, I was writing it before I even knew what it was.
Yeah.
And then it's turned into therapy and just community. And now I'm doing what I do because I'm a sucker for punishment. I really like what the Organization for Transformative Works is about because we're doing all of this, and we're big legal advocates and promote, like, you know, the defense of like fan works and us not getting boned in the butt by.
Or you can. That's the nice thing about fanfic.
Has anyone written that? Does anyone want to write that? Because
Well, careful. Yeah, we've seen
Sounds like
them.
you should.
Yeah, someone will write that. I think.
Okay.
That's definitely going to be out there. But thank you guys so much for joining us. It's awesome. Guys, give it up for them, please. This is really, really cool. All right. And thank you very much, Twitch. We'll be back with more content in just a few nods of the head.
So I was in Connecticut, and I met the 4-star guys in Connecticut last year. And I met the guy that did Cell, and I just ripped him apart.
Why?
But that's because
Please, no sexual
he's
jokes
actually
here.
really good at it. I just tore him to shreds.
Just to be a dick.
Hey.
You can see it on my
Got that, right?
YouTube channel at willitfit.com. Where the answer is always no. But somehow we make it work.